Architectural Builder Supply is pleased to present you with this recording of the technical question that is listed in the title of this video.
This call may be monitored and recorded for quality assurance.
Schlage B563P. I actually mentioned a thicker door. So I just wanted.
I only caught the very end of that for a thicker door. You've got a B563, I understand.
I don't actually, but I think, well, I'm interested in that particular lock because if I understood correctly, it's lockable from one side only. The other side, once you press the lever, basically the door is open. Is that correct?
I think it is. So that's what we call a classroom function. So from the outside,
right. I'm
okay.
sorry, I can hear you. Yeah. Sorry, from the outside.
Oh, okay. From the outside, you can lock and unlock it with a key. From the inside, you cannot project the bolt. You can only retract the bolt.
Right. And that's, that's definitely what I'm after. And so, there was, a video talking about a thick door kit. I think it came up with some kind of a number 605 or something like that.
Well, if you need a B563 for a thick door, we just order it that way.
Okay, so what I'm confused about, and maybe you can enlighten me here, is I've actually called Schlage themselves and I've explained to them what I wanted, and they suggested that they didn't have a product available. Is there a difference between like commercial and residential locks and stuff like that? Because I called them directly. They should be able to tell me what's on the market, regardless whether it's commercial or residential.
Yeah, that's true. But it's also not 1920, meaning service doesn't exist today like it did a century ago. Plus, they're part of a multi-billion-dollar multinational corporation, and they don't have the time to fill the role of what the distributor traditionally does, us.
Right.
So the answer to your question is absolutely there's a difference. Schlage sells both of them, but each of the two primary lock types, commercial and residential, they are almost completely separated from each other. Meaning, if I talk to my secret, special, super awesome tech support gal in commercial, she can tell me about residential stuff, but she's not supposed to. I mean, you got to call residential for that.
Christ. Okay.
So, yeah, they separate it. So a B563 is considered kind of both. You'd see it in a commercial setting, but you also see it in a residential setting.
Right. So here is the thing that I'm trying to achieve, and then you can tell me if I'm doing it wrong. So I have got two entry doors to my apartment building, and the first door I have actually purchased a mechanical touch pad kind of lock. It's a lock key 2835 DC, I think it is. It's got
I'm familiar with
pins on both sides. Right,
yeah,
okay.
That's the DC part of the part number.
Yeah. So as it turns out, again, if I understood correctly, the actual, and I've got a key override with it as well. So from what I understand, this key override is actually a Schlage key override because it's got like a C number for the key. And so what I was hoping to do, because, obviously I want Amazon people and whoever else to be able to just put in a PIN number and come in and drop off their stuff and leave, but I didn't necessarily want them to have access to the rest of the building. So for that, I want one of these class locks, but I wanted it to be the same key as it is on my keyless override, if it makes sense.
Well, the fact that your lock key, your 2835 DC, has a C on the key blank or the key that operates it, it's very likely that that's a Schlage C keyway. That doesn't mean that it absolutely is. I would actually be surprised if it wasn't, but you would want to verify that before you made that conclusion. But I don't really understand the role of the classroom deadbolt. Where are you going to use that?
On the second door. So in other words, as I'm leaving, all I do is I press the lever, I'm out. There is nothing, but only coming in, the door is locked. See what I mean?
But in the classroom will be on the inner door?
Yes.
You'll never be able to lock it when you're on the inside.
But it locks itself, does it not?
No, ma'am. A B563 is a manual bolt.
Oh, I want something that as you close it, it locks, and you only need to unlock it from one side.
Sure. So you want to have a key on the outside of this inner door that you always need a key to come in with, but on the inside, you want to be able to retract the bolt and exit.
No bolt. I don't want any bolts. I just want to press the lever and open the door. No bolts on the inside.
So I did use the wrong term. It would be called a latch. You want to be able to retract the latch with the term you use, lever. We would call it a thumb turn. You would rotate the thumb turn, you would retract the latch, and then you could exit. And then your 2835 DC is going to operate that exterior door to allow access via code to your vestibule. Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, you don't need a 563. You need a B250 is what you need. It's a Schlage deadbolt, except that it's a latch.
Okay, I need to look at that just to make sure, because I know what's in my head, and I think we're saying the same thing. But I'm going to look it up, and then, if anything, I may have to call you back. So it's B250. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. In my site, it's B250PD as in Papa Delta.
Okay. So if I go on your website, I'll be able to find this item and see what it looks like and all that?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
I'm going to search it right now just to make sure I've got the part number right. B250 Papa Delta. Yeah, that's exactly correct. The first item that comes up, you'll be able to kick the tires, so to speak.
Okay, Rich. And then, so does that also, is there a thick door kit for that particular lock as well?
Not a problem. You have 2 1/4. That's like French fries at a hot dog stand. That's always going to be in stock.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much.
Without being specific, you're a 312 area code. Are you in the Chicago area?
I am, and I was actually looking for a place where I could literally just go there and look at stuff and, talk to somebody, but as all good things are these days, that almost doesn't exist.
Where generally do you live in the Chicago area?
In Hyde Park.
Hyde Park. Okay, so I grew up on the Northwest Side. My wife spent a long time traveling from up Northwest, Arlington Heights area down to U of C for, she had to go to USC repeatedly, like 20 times in a row.
Oh, wow. It's a stone's throw away from where we are, literally.
Oh, yeah, no, I know. I mean, I grew up going to the science and industry and, of course, everything that's, South Side, so to speak. So, yeah, it's a cool place. I haven't been in a long time, and I'm glad I haven't because, if we were going to that area, it was for chemo and radiation. So,
oh Christ! No, I'm sure you wouldn't be reminded of that. Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, it's all memories. It's all happy moving forward, and that's a world class institution that's there. That is for sure.
It's funny you say that because we've taken out my father-in-law there, and I wasn't happy at all with their service or cleanliness, for that matter.
So to the latter, I can't. To the latter, I understand what you're saying. I will tell you that our experience there, that surgeon saved my wife's life. That's the bottom line, because of just her moxie. But it's like anything else in life. You get a bad experience or you get a great experience.
Indeed.
You just go the next day.
Well, that's a good thing for you. I'm really glad to hear that, it ended on a positive note because, yes, dreadful disease. So many people, end up with it. It's frightening, to be fair. But I'm glad that you guys managed to come through the other side, and all is well. And you escaped to Florida.
I did, in fact. Yeah, very unrelated, but there's I do miss Chicago, but there are certain things that I don't miss. And it's the taxes, really. It's the people are awesome in Chicago. Everything is awesome in Chicago. It's just taxation is a major problem, and if you're running a corporation, Illinois is costly to do business in.
Yeah, my husband and I are finding that out pretty fast too. So yeah, we understand. But thank you so much for helping me out. I'm gonna take a look at this, and if it is exactly what I think you've described to me and it's what I want, then obviously I can just order online, right?
You can, and if it's not what you want, get a better example of what you want and call me back, and I'll help focus on the proper solution.
Okay, thank you so much, Rich. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Ma'am. Thank you.
All right, bye.
Do you want to pick up the thread of our conversation on, it's been a couple days.
Yes, indeed. I'm just flicking through my little notepad. Yes, is that AL lock any good or not? Do you think?
It's a very good lock. I wish it was less expensive, but it's very good.
I saw that. That was a bit pricey, I thought, for what it was, but I don't know.
But it is a very good lock backed by an exceptional lock manufacturer. That is sure. I would encourage the consideration of spending the extra money compared to what else there is, because you can, and I realize that you had a different experience with the residential arm, but in the commercial world, you've got access to world-class technical support, one. Number two, published parts drawings. And number three, you can get parts. So should a part break on that lock in 5 or 10 years, which never happens, you can rebuild it. So that's the reason to invest in the lock.
And does it come with, can I buy an extension kit for it?
So I understood that you were looking to do this on a 2 1/4 inch thick door.
Yes.
And it will only go to 2 inch. And there's no way to stretch it. Now, there's a way to make it work. And I can describe that process to you if you like.
Oh boy.
You're right. That's what it's going to be. It's an oh boy moment.
I'm just worried that I don't have the mental capacity for it, but I'll try.
I'm sure that you have the mental capacity. What you probably lack would be the tools to do it, because no homeowner has a router generally. So we have a router. The thing is, my husband and I, we have done all kinds of projects, so we are serious DIYers. So we have, yeah, well, hold on. Let me put you on the loudspeaker. In fact, my husband's next to me. Just 1 second. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Rich, this is my husband, Daryl.
Hello, Daryl. So here's how you could make a lock that will only go to 2 inch, work on a 2 1/4 inch thick door. Imagine in your mind's eye the rosette of this lock. Any lock, you've got the handle, the knob, the lever, and then you've got the rose behind it. And that rose has a certain outside dimension, right? Let's just say it's 3 1/2 inch. Now, imagine in your mind's eye if you took your router and you routed a circle around the 2 1/8 inch hole that's in the door, 1/8 of an inch deep, and you did that on both sides.
Yeah, that's all right. Did you say 1/8 deep?
Yeah, you routed a circle 1/8 of an inch deep, and so the lock sees a 2-inch thick door.
Well, you know, that's funny because it's one of those I was right moments about to be unleashed upon my husband, because I stood there looking at another lock that we had, and that's exactly what I said, and somebody was telling me, no, we can't do that.
Somebody standing next to you?
I did. I said that. Sorry, Rich. This is a serious. No, that's exactly what I said, because what I said was, if we just embed it into the actual wood and then we compensate for the 1/4 of an inch.
In fact, you used that. In fact, you said that to me the other day. You used the word embedded. I remember that.
I could be a locksmith, couldn't I?
You bet you could, and there's no question you could. You know what was funny? In probably about 1977, I learned to respect the softer gender, because I noticed that girls were so much smarter than boys early in school, and I says, you better not push girls around because they're awfully smart.
Oh, I hate to tell you, I'm one of those people that find solutions to problems. Listen, I'm dying to get out of Chicago. Do you have a job for me out there in Florida?
We've got hundreds of locks to key, so there's always locksmithing work to do.
Oh dear. Well, listen, that's really useful stuff. Thank you.
Well, how much
yeah.
1 1/4? Did you say? How
1/8.
1/8 of an inch?
Yeah, in. Yeah. And we could certainly do that. Because the funny thing is, I bought a residential lock, which is the same principle as that AL, whatever it is. And so that one also went up to 2 inches, and of course was no good, which is why I was toying with the idea to just, embed the. It's another lock. We haven't got that lock. That's the one that I was thinking to buy. So another question, so that in terms of that particular AL, whatever it is, 80PD, I actually have another one. It's the same principle, but it's a residential, it's not a commercial quality, it's residential, that I bought not realizing that our door was too thick, or rather I assumed that door probably had some kind of an extension pack with it, but it didn't. So would that be a lesser quality for my purpose?
The residential lock you already have?
Yeah.
Well, I'm really tempted to say no, because, your frequency of use is going to be at the very most 12 times a day, right? So it's hard to argue spending more money on a robust lock when the one you have is going to be used very low frequency and adult used very low frequency.
Yeah.
It's hard to argue, a more robust lock. It's not the front of the Greyhound bus station. It's not a school. That sort of stuff. No, not at all. And that is like the second entry door. So you've got one other door before that one, so that's not, it wouldn't be a security issue either as such. So, I wonder. Okay. I'll think about that actually. But at least I know. Thank you so much. How long does it take before you guys deliver? How does that work? Well, it depends on the product, but the items that we have spoken about, it's all in stock, and it all ships within 24 hours, that sort of thing.
What do you use? Is it UPS or USPS?
Well, we use all of the carriers, but something like that is generally UPS or FedEx.
Okay. All right. Okay, thank you very much for your help, Rich. I really appreciate it.
Don't hesitate to call with anything else.
Thank you. Maybe for a job, for sure.
We'll see you in Florida.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Bye-bye.
All right, bye.
Architectural Builders Supply hopes you have enjoyed this program. Again, thank you for watching, and if you've enjoyed this video, please click thumbs up. Please subscribe and maybe even send the video to someone that you know. Thank you.